In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you in part by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
(2018-32) State of Arkansas versus Luther Dillon.
And Judge, Mr. Downham's going to be here in the afternoon. If we could have Mr. Dillon brought over, there's a motion in limiting we're going to discuss.
All right. All right, Mr. Dillon, we'll have you brought over for the afternoon session of court. 2018-4 State of Arkansas versus Kevin Gasper.
Yes.
All right.
Judge, I believe we're going to plea Mr. Gasper, so we'll need to have him brought over.
Is he
All right. Okay. I'm putting you down to be brought over for the afternoon session of court. You may be excused, Mr. Gasper.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2019-72 State of Arkansas versus Norman Hardesty.
Judge, I have this, it looks like it's set on the trial date of August 5th.
It's set for that week of August 5th,
If
yes.
we can leave it on there, and I will ask for a new date if we need one. But
All
at
right.
this time, it looks like it's going to trial.
Okay. Mr. Hardesty, this matter is set for trial during the week of August 5th, and you'll need to be communicating with your attorney about it. So you may be excused at this time.
Okay, so I'm not being brought to the courthouse today?
No, sir.
Okay.
2019-120 State of Arkansas versus Dakota Howell. Mr. Howell's case is also on the trial docket for the week of August 5th. Are there any matters to take up today with Mr. Howell's case?
Let me look at this file real quick, Judge.
All right.
Not at this time, Your Honor, and we can request a new date.
All right. At this time,
And I have a list of witnesses I'll get you in this case.
Mr. Howell, excuse me. Mr. Howell, you're down for trial during the week of August 5th, and you'll need to visit with your attorney, and if a hearing's going to be set up prior to that time period, it'll come at his request. So you may want to talk to him. You may be excused at this time.
Sir,
Yes?
I was wondering if, by chance, I could get my $10,000 cash only part of my bond, if we could get that, the whole thing cash or pro. Before I was incarcerated, I was working on getting my GED, and I had a job at Burger King. I was going to see my probation officer monthly. I was doing all right. I was just wondering if that was possible.
Mr. Howell, will you remain in Harrison?
Yes, sir. I have an address at my grandmother's house,
Is that-
1113
Yep.
North Cherry. I'll even wear an ankle monitor. I think that was part of my requirements too.
I was just trying to see what it was
This was
modified from.
on revenge porn or whatever. Just make the statement that it can't be on a computer.
But I'm happy with them inside.
Huh?
I'm happy with them inside.
And Judge, I believe this this case somewhat revolves around electronic communication. And if we could, I mean, I'm sure my client would even stipulate not to use the internet or anything like that.
And Judge, just given the fact that there's a retaliation against a witness charge as well as violation of protective order, the state would request that the bond remain as is.
The court's difficulty is the only where I've been able to find what the bond is set at is on the bottom of the information, which is $25,000 with $5,000 of that cash only. Now I found it. There is a modification done on March 22nd, says no change on bond, and it's conditional that the defendant shall not violate the law in any manner, not possess or use any controlled substance or alcohol if the defendant he's going to have no contact whatsoever, directly or by third person, internet, phone, text, email, or any manner with the victims of this offense, in order to make contact with his attorney. Now that's the last modification I see the bond, and it doesn't change the amounts or the form of the bond. Is there a $10,000 modification?
Judge, I don't see that anywhere.
I don't have that in my notes either.
The information reflects what the 8.1 is, so that's the last bond I see issued.
Okay. So, to summarize, Mr. Howell, the bond is $25,000. It's $5,000 cash only, and $20,000 is cash or that is cash or surety. So that's what the court's advising you. The conditions of the bond. The conditions of the bond are those that I just read off. If there's if somebody somewhere has had you before them and modified that, I don't see it on the record. So you may be excused at this time. 2018-154, State of Arkansas versus Zachary Tyler Lewis.
Yeah, because he just got arrested. I mean, talk to the probation officer. I'm gonna have him brought over, okay? Judge, if we could have him brought over.
Okay. The record reflects that on May 24th, he went before Judge Putman, entered a plea of not true on the revocation, and was set down for hearing today. Just so everybody understands where we are. I'm directing Mr. Lewis that you come over this afternoon session of court, so you may be excused for now.
Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camps Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find your perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camps Plants, in business for over 35 years in Harrison.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of a community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Hi, I'm Tara Wilmot, and as a Health Mart pharmacist, I have a crucial commitment to our community because just like you, I support our community. All Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned, just like our Health Mart here in Harrison. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the Square in downtown Harrison. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison. With summer just around the corner, that means warmer weather. And warmer weather means fly problems. Quality Feed Grains has a great selection of fly control products for your livestock, pets, and more. Minerals, blocks, tubs, sprays, pour-ons, dust, tags, bullets, and ribbons. Come in and let the professional staff help you choose the best solution for your fly problems. Quality Feed Grains, 4617 Highway 65 South and 311 East Prospect in Harrison. Summer is here, and Harness Boots and Shoes has some of the hottest brands and styles available at great prices. With some of the most popular brands such as Chaco, Birkenstock, New Balance, Merrell, Twisted X, and more. Be sure to find the right ones for you. If you don't find the style or color you want in stock, they'll be happy to order them for you. Don't forget, $10 down will hold anything in the in-store layaway. Your boot headquarters for Northwest Arkansas, Harness Boots and Shoes on the west side of the square in beautiful downtown Harrison.
2018-94 State of Arkansas versus Sean Rabone. There's also 2019-151.
Judge, we're set for trial on this matter.
Okay.
I believe it's for the July 22nd date.
That's fine.
On both cases?
Both cases.
All right. Now, I have it down for 6-3.
Sean Rabone.
Yeah. What are we doing? Oh.
Nothing there. We're still. Do you want to just move both cases to July 22nd? His other case is there too. There's no way we'll be able to try them in June.
Yeah, that's fine.
If we can move them both just to the July 22nd date, Judge.
Okay. Cases 2019-151 and 2018-94. Both cases will be set for trial on the July 22nd session of court, moving them from June 3rd as an excluded period. All right.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Is there any way I can get a bond set on that?
Well, let me look here.
Judge, if, I don't know, this has been a while, but in January, he was set for trial and failed to appear. And he was failed to appear until he finally got arrested. And the time he got arrested, he picked up a new case. And in addition to that, the officers tried to get him several times and he would run, so.
And Judge, on that January date, I believe he did show up to court. It was just afternoon time.
Can I say
There was a
something, Your
warrant
Honor?
outstanding for a while
Pardon?
on him, I do know that.
He showed up to court.
What are you saying, sir?
On the January 3rd court date, I actually did show up. I spoke to you in the hallway, but I was like, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour late because it took me a while to get here, but I did show up. I spoke to you in the hallway right outside the courtroom. I mean, I don't know if you remember that or not, but I did show up and talk to you. You told me to go turn myself in, and I went down there, but they said they didn't have the warrant through yet, so they just told me to go home and someone would contact me, and it took them whatever, 2.5 months to get a hold of me, but I did show up.
The record reflects, I guess, what we're talking about. The court called the case 3 times on January 3rd and directed a warrant shall issue because you weren't here. The court times, when court said, we have it set for times, specific times, and that's, so that's, the fact that you showed up late doesn't exonerate you from having failed to appear. That was a legitimate, warrant was legitimately issued on that.
Your Honor, the piece of paper I got said my trial date was just for the week January 2nd. It didn't give me a date or anything at all. And I called down there on the 2nd and they said that they wasn't having court that day. They come in next week. Well, the next day, it was January 3rd. It wasn't even on my piece of paper. It didn't have a time or anything. It was the next day. Whenever someone finally called me and said, hey, you got court today. And it just took me a while to get down there. I don't have a vehicle,
I understand.
I tried to get there.
Well, all right. I'm trying to see where we set bond on this matter, if any. Here it is. Let's see. You are now set for trial on both of your cases for the week of July 22nd, but I'm trying to find out where we set bond. If you did bond out, where would you be living?
I would probably go back to my grandmother's, or I could also go up to my dad's. He lives up on Boat Mountain. My grandma lives right in town by the parole office. I'd probably go to my grandma's in town, unless y'all have a problem with that.
And Judge, again, the state's concern, as I recall from speaking with the officers, that they made more than one attempt to arrest Mr. Raybone and he would flee. And actually in this case, I believe he fled twice on the same day before they finally got him into custody.
I show on case 2018-94 a bond of $5,000 set on March 29th of 2018. Let me find out what we've got on the other one. I'm just trying to clarify what bonds are set.
I believe the new case is $2,500. And Judge, I do have a note in my file that said on the day, on January 3rd, that someone had contacted his mother and he had refused to come to court that day.
Yes, that's my recollection as well.
I showed up that day. I mean, I don't know what was said, but I did show up.
Mr. Raybone, I don't have any doubt in the world that you showed up, but you showed up late. Showing up late means that you failed to appear in a timely fashion, because that was set as a trial week. So if you're late, you have at least inconvenienced, potentially inconvenienced, a jury panel that was coming in to hear your case. Now, that's the reason that showing up late isn't a valid excuse. I mean, when we set court to begin at a particular time like today, showing up late, the court can give some consideration to that, because you're not inconveniencing people who wouldn't otherwise be here. But when you show up late to a trial date, you're inconveniencing the entire panel of jury who've been summoned in to hear your case. And frankly, I'm really offended by that, the inconsideration of making everybody else come in, and on that basis, I'm making the point to you that when you're given a time to appear, you need to appear. And I do remember the circumstances of making the call, trying to check on your circumstances, and being told that you'd indicated to some family member that you were not coming in. So, you know, if the person told us that was wrong, well and good, but that's the information we had that morning when we were trying to save you this hassle by contacting you. So I'm just telling you, what the files reflect is that you, in the case 2018-94, and that's the one you failed to appear on, your bond is set at $5,000. It appears to be a cash or surety bond. In case 2019-151, your bond is set at $2,500. Again, it's a cash or surety bond. Those are the bonds that are set in your case. Your case is now set for trial the week of July 22nd. Both of those cases are set for trial during the week of July 22nd. You need to discuss any further issues in regard to this with your attorney, Mr. Burnett. If you remain in jail, I'm sure he'll be out to see you. If you bond out on those bonds, you need to understand that your case is now set during the week of July 22nd. We can't give you a fixed date for trial at this time because, and the reason we can't is because there's a whole bunch of cases set that week. We will be seeing what cases settle and what cases are going for trial that week, and then we will set a date for your jury trial to begin during that week, and we will tell that information to Mr. Burnett. So it's absolutely imperative, if you bond out, that you get in touch and stay in touch with Mr. Burnett. That's your source for information about your case going forward. And besides, it's in your best interest to be communicating with your court-appointed attorney because he can't do a really good job for you, which he's very capable of doing, unless you communicate with him. And so I just want to emphasize to you, you have some responsibilities in this case, and showing up on time is one of them. Another is communicating with your attorney, I'm going to set these matters down for a reappearance on July 12th in both these cases, because I don't want us to come up to that July 22nd day without it being really clear to you where, when and where this matter is going forward. So you're ordered to reappear on July 12th, and that's we start court at 9 o'clock on that day. So be here. You should be here at 8:30 to get in touch with your attorney, and we'll line you out on that date if you bond out. If you remain in jail and aren't able to make that bond, which I think I'm finding those are reasonable bonds, that you're an escape risk, and therefore those are reasonable bonds. If you stay in jail, we'll know where you are, and Mr. Burnett will know how to find you and communicate with you. If you bond out, it's your responsibility I'm ordering you to stay in touch with him. So that's your situation with regard to bond. You may be excused at this time.
And Judge, if he's unable to bond, I would ask to waive his presence on that July 12th date. I've met with him at the jail. He's ready to go to trial in both cases.
All right. So you may be excused.
Thank you, sir.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison. Summer is here, and Harness Boots and Shoes has some of the hottest brands and styles available at great prices. With some of the most popular brands such as Chaco, Birkenstock, New Balance, Merrell, Twisted X, and more. Be sure to find the right ones for you. If you don't find the style or color you want in stock, they'll be happy to order them for you. Don't forget, $10 down will hold anything in the in-store layaway. Your boot headquarters for Northwest Arkansas, Harness Boots and Shoes on the west side of the square in beautiful downtown Harrison.
Stop in at White Oak Station on Capps Road in Harrison and fill up with Shell gasoline, the highest quality gasoline with more miles per gallon, saving you money. Sign up for the Fuel Rewards card and save 5 cents per gallon every time. Plus, get an extra 5 cents off on Razorback Wednesdays. That's a savings of 10 cents per gallon. Check out their expanded deli and hot and cold food items. Capps Road, White Oak Station, where customer service is their #1 goal.
Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence.
Whether you're hunting, fishing, or tailgating, Clay Maxey Ford has you covered. That's right, near or far, when it comes to getting you where you want to go, America's best-selling truck, the F-150, is up to the challenge.
You can depend on our vehicles, our prices, and most importantly, our people. So come see us today at Clay Maxey Ford in Harrison and in Berryville, or visit us online at claymaxeyford.com and claymaxeyfordberryville.com.
(2014-32) State of Arkansas versus Nathan Mallett. Let's see. This is a revocation case.
Judge, I also show a revocation in 11-280. I'm sorry, different name. Just the one on Nathan.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to just have them brought over.
Yeah, that's fine.
And we can either have a hearing or, I don't know. Judge, if we can have him brought over.
All right, I'll direct that Mr. Mallett will be brought over for the afternoon session of court. You may be excused at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2016-226, State of Arkansas versus Danny Reynolds. Apparently, Mr. Reynolds also has cases 2019-73 and 2019-157. I suspect those are the basis of the revocation in this case.
They are, Judge. If we could go ahead and transfer those over.
All right, let's enter an order of transfer. To Division 4, cases 2019-73 and 2019-157. In a minute, I'm going to look up scheduling on those, but for right now, we have I'm trying to look at the issue of where we are on the revocation.
Yeah.
This is on a petition to revoke filed in April 15th of 2019. It was set down for revocation hearing today. Is it for hearing today?
Judge, I spoke with the state, and at this time it's not. We have requested a screen for drug court, which he's going to be screened for. We would ask for a reasonable bond to be set in this matter to encompass all 3 cases. And on the condition that our client would wear an ankle monitor as well. And remain employed and live at his Harrison address.
I take it you're waiving the 60-day requirement on the revocation?
We would, Your Honor.
I'm going to continue the revocation hearing to June 21st. I'm going to order Mr. Reynolds. I'm going to look at the bond in just a second, but Mr. Reynolds, if he bonds out, it will be his obligation to get into probation, to report to probation within 24 hours of his release on bond, and to make sure that he complies with the court's order that he be screened for drug court. That happens at the probation office, so that's all one order. Now, in case 2019-73, the court is setting, which we're now transferred to the Division 4 docket, the court is now setting that case for trial on this court's docket during the September 3rd trial period. Judge Putman had it set during the week of September 9th, so that's not a change, really. And in case 19-157, let me make sure he's already been arraigned.
Yeah, Your Honor, I was arraigned in your court.
If you have no
That's what I'm looking up. Yeah, we were arraigned on May 3rd, put on Judge Putman's docket, and they've entered a scheduling order in that. But this case is now being transferred to the Division 4 docket, and once again, I'm setting it 157 like 73. I'm setting them both for trial during the September 3rd trial period. And both of those cases it'll be ordered to reappear on June 21st for initial status check on the status of the case. And once we know the results of the screening, then June 21st may be a date to actually enter a plea if one's going to be entered. Otherwise, we'll have a hearing on the revocation and we'll check on the status of the two new cases. So that covers all three of those cases now. Moving on, 2019-152, State of Arkansas versus Travis Smith. There's also 19-205, same defendant.
You want Mr. Smith transported as well, sir?
This is Travis Smith.
Yes, sir.
All right. I've not got that request.
I don't believe so. He has a new case that's coming up.
All right. Now let me pull these cases up. So.
And Judge, I don't believe it's been filed, the new case.
No, so we got an additional one?
Uh-huh.
Now, have you been appointed in case 2019-152 already?
I have, Your Honor.
All right. Court's going to make the appointment of the Public Defender's Office in case 2019-205. All right. So Mr. Burnett has been appointed in both these cases.
Judge, I think his new case is waiting to be charged. It's in our office. However, I also think that he may have been given an incorrect court date of June 7th. So if we could order him to appear on June 21st for the new arraignment.
Okay. I'll do that after we get everything else done here. Let's see now. 19-152. Has he been arraigned on that?
He has, Your Honor. My notes indicate he has at least. I believe 19-152 is actually set for a final hearing today.
It is, Judge, and in light of the new case, if we could reset that.
If we could continue that to the 21st.
All right. His 19-152, he's set for trial during the August 5th trial week. I'll set it on that case to reappear on June 21st. 2019-205. He's already been transferred to the Division 4 docket and is down for trial on 205 during the September 3rd trial week, with a reappearance ordered on August 2nd. What does the state show as a bond that's been set on this?
Judge, I believe he was bonded out on both of these charges and is now in custody on the new arrest. And
I can't find anything that tells me what the bond was set in 205. I set the bond is set in 152 at $10,000, cash assured.
okay, there should be an 8.1 in the 205. Let me check it real quick.
That's why I guess I don't have access to. Let's see, put it on the affidavit.
And 2,500 in the 19205 case.
And the new case, what are the
Possession with purpose, and I can't remember the exact amount, but it was a substantial amount of meth. I'm thinking 18 grams, but I'm not positive. Oh, it was.
Okay. Well, we can't do an arraignment today on that or anything, but I'm going to factor that into my considerations at this point.
Your Honor, I was told that my bond was set at $20,000 pro.
What was said at what?
20,000 cash or pro.
Have you made any arrangements to contact an attorney on this the new case you've been arrested on?
Judge, I believe we've been appointed to that one.
Okay.
Or I said it right here, sorry.
Oh, okay. That's what that is. Okay. All right. I'm making that appointment then. Well, so we don't have to take this issue up again. What the court's going to do is, court's going to set one bond covering all three cases, and I'm going to make it $25,000 cash or pro, covering all three cases. This covers the case he's currently, that'll be the bond for the case he's currently being held in custody on, and also it'll cover the bond in case 2019 152 and 2019 205. So that's the issue of bond. His next appearance in court is going to be ordered for June 21st on all three of these cases. That should be his arraignment date in the new case, and it'll be his reappearance date, a reappearance date in both these other cases. So that's your status, Mr. Smith. You may be excused.
Sullivan Pharmacy has been serving your prescription needs for over 40 years. Our professional staff is glad to assist you with prescriptions, over-the-counter medicines, and healthcare products. Stop by Sullivan Pharmacy if you have questions about Medicare Part D, and we'll be glad to help. If you're in a hurry, use our convenient drive-through window so you don't have to get out of your car. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 North Main Street in Harrison, helping you feel better since 1965.
Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camps Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find your perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camps Plants, in business for over 35 years in Harrison. Summer is here, and Harness Boots and Shoes has some of the hottest brands and styles available at great prices. With some of the most popular brands such as Chaco, Birkenstock, New Balance, Merrell, Twisted X, and more. Be sure to find the right ones for you. If you don't find the style or color you want in stock, they'll be happy to order them for you. Don't forget, $10 down will hold anything in the in-store layaway. Your boot headquarters for Northwest Arkansas, Harness Boots and Shoes on the west side of the square in beautiful downtown Harrison. (2019-50) State of Arkansas versus Richard Stahl.
The judge trial scheduled for the week of August 5th, if we could keep with this trial date.
All right. You want an interim reappearance?
the July 21st date, Your Honor.
It's July 12th.
12th, sorry. I'm getting that confused with June.
Yeah, I know. I do that all the time. All right. So, Mr. Stahl, you're set for trial during the week of August 5th. Your reappearance is ordered on July 12th. Court is directing you to get with and stay in touch with your attorney. Mr. Burnett has been appointed in your case. If you're in jail, I'm sure Mr. Burnett will be out to see you. If you're not in jail, it is your obligation, and I'm ordering you to get in touch and stay in touch with Mr. Burnett. You may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2019-136, State of Arkansas versus Ryan Tabor.
Judge, we're going to be filing a forensic in this matter.
Okay. We also have case 2019-199 that reflects a pending forensic evaluation, but we'll need to file one in this case, under this case number as well. Has he been arraigned on this? Yeah, I think he has.
He has, Your Honor. On 136?
Yes.
I show that he has.
Yes, he was arraigned on May 17th. And there have been petitions filed in this case already.
And Judge, there are forensics filed in both cases.
All right. So that puts both cases on hold in terms of scheduling. I'm going to put it down for I'm going to put it down for a reappearance in court on August 2nd for the purpose of checking on the status of the evaluations. Just to make sure it doesn't fall through the crack while we're waiting for those evaluations to be done. You may be excused, sir.
Sir, may I speak?
You may.
I was wondering, I've been here about 70-something days. I was wondering if I could get my Cash Pro changed, or Cash Only, into Cash or Pro. My wife has had summons on me in our child custody case that I need to get my affairs with straight. I just need to change to Cash or Pro. I can do that so I can bond out.
So we had a petition to revoke the bond in this matter.
Judge, he was out on bond involving an aggravated assault on his mom. And then while he was out on bond, he returned to the residence and there were new allegations that arose, and then the police were called out. It resulted in a standoff and then a pretty nasty extraction from the house in which one of the officers was injured. I mean, we've had this discussion a couple of times, I know, with Mr. Tabor. We do think he's got some pretty serious mental issues going on, and I think the forensic is appropriate, but it's just, I don't think it's safe for him to be released at this point without the appropriate measures in place.
What do you show the bond is at this time? Because at one point it was cash only, and then I think it was converted to Cash Pro. But at least I find indication that it was changed to Cash Pro. It would seem to me at this point we may need to...
On April 19th, our notes say leave bond at $5,000 cash. That's in 1966, which is the second case. In the first case, he had already bonded out.
The first case being the 136.
Yes, sir.
But in 166, it's a cash only?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to leave that. I'm going to make the $5,000 cash only the bond in each case. Now, and that's going to apply to both cases. Mr. Tabor, if you make that bond, if you are able to bond out on that, you need to understand that it is your obligation to report as ordered for the evaluations that have been filed in your case, in your two cases, and it's also your obligation to get in touch and stay in touch with your attorney.
Yes, sir.
Those are your obligations if you get out on bond. Of course, if you remain in custody, then the attorney will be coming to talk to you, and you'll be available to meet the obligations in terms of getting to your evaluation. So that's where you stand on those both cases. It's a cash only $5,000 bond covering both of your cases at this time.
Okay.
All right.
Pro.
Now I just said cash only.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. You may be excused. 2018-362, 2019-95, State of Arkansas versus Brandon Turner.
Judge, there is a pending forensic in CR 18-362. We received that on the 22nd. I will need some additional time to go over that with you.
Yeah, we've got the report back.
I believe that that's what I said. We do, Your Honor.
But that doesn't apply to 2019-95?
It does not.
I show the forensic evaluation is filed of record received May 6th.
That is correct, Your Honor. I see that right here. If we could reset for this for the July date, and I'll get in there and go over these forensics with it.
The second case is set in August. You want to leave July and August?
Let me see what we got.
I'm not gonna. Let's move this other case to August too. There's no way I'm going to be able to print both cases.
I've obviously been able to
Everything together. Yeah.
All right. 2019-95 is set for the week of August 5th for trial. This was its final hearing date, which we had set down. I'm going to leave it on for that. Is there any thought at this time to filing for a forensic evaluation in that case? Is the defense considering that?
Judge, let me meet with him first and
All right.
go over that.
Okay.
I spoke with the state and she was fine on putting them both on the August 5th date and having a reappearance July 12th.
Okay. I'm going to set 2018-362 for trial during the August 5th trial period, and then we'll set them both to reappear on July 12th. If we need a sooner date, we can move it up to the June date. But so for both cases, that's where the matter stands. 2019-38, State of Arkansas versus Elijah Woods.
Judge, I'd ask for him to be transported down. I'd like to talk to him. I think there might be some resolution that we could come to today in this case.
Okay, the case is set for trial. No, I guess, no, that's a bond for, never mind. Has he been out? Is hearing today, okay. Well, he's down to be seen today based on an FTA having been served on him. We need to get this case rescheduled on the trial schedule unless there's a resolution today. I'll direct Mr. Woods to be brought over for the afternoon session of court. You may be excused, sir, right now.
In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you in part by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138. With summer just around the corner, that means warmer weather. And warmer weather means fly problems. Quality Feed Grains has a great selection of fly control products for your livestock, pets, and more. Minerals, blocks, tubs, sprays, pour-ons, dust, tags, bullets, and ribbons. Come in and let the professional staff help you choose the best solution for your fly problems. Quality Feed Grains, 4617 Highway 65 South and 311 East Prospect in Harrison. Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camps Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find your perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camps Plants, in business for over 35 years in Harrison. Summer is here, and Harness Boots and Shoes has some of the hottest brands and styles available at great prices. With some of the most popular brands such as Chaco, Birkenstock, New Balance, Merrell, Twisted X, and more. Be sure to find the right ones for you. If you don't find the style or color you want in stock, they'll be happy to order them for you. Don't forget, $10 down will hold anything in the in-store layaway. Your boot headquarters for Northwest Arkansas, Harness Boots and Shoes on the west side of the square in beautiful downtown